There's a lot of places we could go with this, and I do want to come back to the financing piece and how to attract investment, but just a couple more threads on this question of how do we support energy access while at the same time trying to draw a path towards a clean energy future. I mean, the World Bank and other multilaterals have been pulling back from supporting hydrocarbon development in Africa. There's been a lot of pressure on Western oil companies to avoid developments in Africa. Yet, in the wake of the Ukrainian crisis, when Russian oil and gas was severely restricted, we saw African companies now coming, or Western companies now coming to Africa in pursuit of oil reserves. So, what is your reaction to all of those kind of mixed signals in some ways, and how do you and other leaders navigate that? How do you think about how to navigate that in light of the need for energy?
Well, it's very difficult. It's what I was actually referring to. It's a debate where there is a huge imbalance. There are people with the possibilities, with the means, with the resources that we should be looking up to make these investments that will enable us develop our own resources and move forward with the rest of the world. And then there are these challenges. And let's start from the very facts of the fact that when you look at percentage of global emissions that Africa is responsible for is very small. That's about 3%. At the same time, there are these fossil fuels that are present on our continent that have been discovered that Africans want to exploit, and without stopping them from actually in the end going the way of clean energy and green energy in the end, but having to start from somewhere, and you can't start from there without these needed, so urgently needed investments. And as you rightly put it, countries on our continent that have discovered enormous resources of this kind, oil and gas in different parts of our continent, the investments in that had slowed down or more or less come to a halt because the demand was, we should stop taking this route and make different investments. All of a sudden, because of this crisis, now people are rushing to these countries with these resources and saying, let's make the investments. So which shows that already there was a sort of double standard that was being applied in the whole debate. So in actual fact, people are going back to making these very investments they should have made in the first place, but at least as a way of starting the journey towards having clean energy sources. That debate continues everywhere. But Africa, above all, must really develop. And there's no way we are going to develop without energy, without electricity. But we still want to make it, want to look at and concentrate on the sustainability side of it. But we shall arrive there by addressing some of these challenges and these imbalances that are there in this discussion, and especially from. But on the side of Rwanda, for example, 44% of energy sources are renewable. And then we have the mix, we have other sources from peat to power, we have heavy fuels, but one is 19, another is percent, another is, but at least the renewable side is much bigger and it is increasing as we, in the energy mix, we want to keep increasing the investments and realizing the renewable energy sources as we decrease the carbon emissions that are coming from other types of sources.